Hello and welcome to my Let's Play on Expeditions Viking. Some of you may have heard of the name Expeditions Conquistador before, a game by the same developer which was released quite a while back at this point. But ever since Expeditions Viking was announced, I've been keeping track of it a while back. I actually have had access since December, I think, last year, but I decided not to make any videos on it yet. But now the game is a couple days away from release. And I still have access, obviously, so I figured why not start my Let's Play now, while the game is almost coming out, so you guys could enjoy it yourself too. I'm just going to jump into a new game. I'll explain what this game is all about as we go along, but I guess the basics are it's a turn-based strategy game, RPG type, cool story-ish game. I think that's a genre in and of itself. I'm sure you've heard of it before. Anyway, let's start a new game. So first of all, we have to create our character. I'm going to be probably cutting most of this out because this is a process and a half. I think that's going to be most of this game is going to be a process and a half. But yeah, there's no point in you having to sit through all this as well. So, ta-da! Haha, what a funny edit that was. So here's the character that I have created. This is Donker. His father's name was Sonker. Donker makes sense because that's kind of like a Viking, like the R anyway. I don't think anyone was actually called Donker back then, but anyway. And then my father's name S from the smart Sonker. There you go. This is our portrait. There's quite a few, but I like that one the best. Plus it matches the character look a little bit. I actually want darker hair. There you go. So yeah, there's the character. I've also chosen our stats and skills already as well. He's kind of a little bit too fat, you know, like, oh god, that's like so tiny. Look at this kid. What is that even? I feel like medium is already pretty small, but yeah, we'll stick to large. I've given myself 1 strength, 1 endurance, 8 finesse, 9 perception, and 10 sense. The reason I've done this is because I've made my character kind of a healer support type character. That's the way I like playing games in general, and I like to take that into single player games too. It's what I used to do in MMOs anyway. But yeah, basically sense affects mental resistance and stamina. Sense is fundamental for witches, scouts, and other support characters. It can often be used for persuasion and dialogue. We just want as much of that as possible. Perception determines accuracy of ranged weapons. Perception is crucial to archers and will often reveal additional information during dialogue. And finesse determines base damage with knives and spears and critical chance of all weapons. Finesse is important to ranged characters and fast-handed rogues, and can occasionally be used for surprise attacks in dialogue. In fact, I'm going to actually take away one of those and put another one in perception. Endurance, hit points, base damage reduction, block chance, and stamina. Which is important for frontline fighters, and strength, base damage, and physical resistance, which is important for warriors, which we are not. We are a little puss. Here's our secondary stats. These basically change depending on what you choose. So if I put in some strength, you'll see our physical go up, etc. It all makes sense. Oh, and that may have ruined some. No, it's okay. And then in our skills, I have decided that we're going to be, since we have to be at the back to do all the healing and stuff, we're giving ourselves a bow. Which is governed by perception, so having that as high as possible is good. We have given ourselves nothing here. This we get for free interrupt, which means we postpone a ranged attack until you have at least 75% chance to hit an enemy during the enemy turn, or until an enemy closes to within 6 hexes. It's kind of like Overwatch from XCOM. In our skills, I've taken 1 point in Galder, which is governed by sense, which allows you to use war cries for party-wide bonuses. First level up gives us Tyr's Favor, which means all Norse allies get the status effect favored by Tyr, which gives them plus 25 damage resistance reduction. I'm sure resistance works too, but damage reduction. We've got Healing, which allows us to restore a portion of the target's hit points based on the rank of the skill, which is only level 1 right now. And that is only 10 hit points right now. It's not a whole lot, but it goes up by 10 every time we level it up. But the level up is extremely expensive, costs an extra 12. You start with 50 skill points, and the first one is like 9 already, yeah, so it's pretty expensive. Put 1 point in leadership, which gives us maneuvering, and also resistance is increased by 5, which gives all allies 1 more hex of movement for that turn, even if they spent other actions already. So I can put them in cover or whatever, if this is like one of those things, if need be, type thing. Tactical move we get for free as well, which halves the user's moves, but allows them to move through traps and attacks of opportunities without triggering them. So that's very useful as well. Everyone gets this for free anyway, no matter what character you make. But this means that we can, if a melee character does come towards us, then we can move out of their range with no attacks of opportunity. We've got cooking, which gives us plus 20% chance to get well fed and a plus 10% chance to get 2 rations. I've upgraded it twice because the upgrade is very cheap for that. Diplomacy unlocks special dialogue options, a little more expensive in hunting. Brings back 2 to free meat during camping. And lastly, I've put in 2 here. Low profile halves the chance that enemies target the character, so we're less likely to get targeted, and our tanks or shield characters or whatever are more likely to get targeted because of it. And walk your shots, which grants plus 5% points hit chance for every shot on the same target up to max accuracy. So if we keep firing at the same guy, our hit chance goes up and up and up. Ranged characters in the beginning are pretty weak in this game, but they will get stronger over time. So that is that. And it took a little while for me to set that all up, so I didn't want to make you guys go through that. Our description: born to Sonkern Astridr in the year 769 Julian calendar, which with captivating green eyes and hair brown as the earth. You've grown to be graceful, keen, and wise men, but weak of arm and a frail health. You are known amongst your clansmen as a foresighted leader with a great command of the battlefield. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, that's about it. So let us get into the game. I am satisfied.
Your father was a great warrior and a good husband, but he was not a strong chieftain to his clan. As he travels to join his brothers in the halls of Valhalla, you must take his place. Our clan is beset by petty squabbles. Some amongst our people would contest your claim to leadership, as they sought discord our neighbors' plot against us. Gather your most trusted clansmen. Together you will face dangers which none can predict. You will be challenged on your leadership, your resolve, your wisdom. Build a ship and take your housecarls across the sea. Power and strength for our clan must be sought outside the Norse lands. If you show yourself to be bold, the gods will follow you into battle. Your legacy will live for 1,000 years beyond your time. Our clan must prevail.
I do not want to mess with that woman. She had a very weird accent, though. I wonder if she's like actually Danish or something. She was just making that noise constantly. Right, so we are in the game. It is the evening after your father's funeral. Continue. When you close your eyes, the image of his blazing ship shimmers in the dark behind your eyelids. It's not a common ritual this far south, but your mother Astridr, who hails from the lands of the Geats, insisted on it. All the Thanes of the neighboring... Is it Thanes? I feel like there's... It might be different, but I'm gonna say Thanes. All the Thanes of neighboring clans have come to attend your feast in his honor. Your father may not have been the most successful Thane, but as a warrior he commanded the respect of many. The guests are filing into your longhouse. The Thanes enter first, each trailing a modest group of warriors. Your mother leans in to whisper a few words of advice before she takes her seat. You should greet each of the Thanes before the feast begins, but listen well to their words. Few of them would benefit from making this a smooth transition. It will be important to know where they stand. Alright. Thanks, Mom. Gosh. Right, so... we have 3 Thanes to talk to. Skule Skoklever Halfdanr Salmundarsson and Ragnhildur the White. And we have a couple other people we can actually talk to as well, and then we can see this as well. We can also just skip this, but let's do it. Skule Skullcleaver. How's it going, buddy? Skule Skullcleaver is the Thane of Yelling, which borders your area. Yelling is a large territory, and Skull is one of the most powerful thanes in Jutland. Jutland. I think that's how you pronounce it. Yelling has prospered under his rule. Skull pushes himself away from the table with his foot, the chair making a grinding sound across the wooden floor. His face shows earnest sympathy. Donker, my boy. So sorry about your father. If there's anything the people of Yelling can do to aid you in these trying times, don't hesitate to ask. Not sure why I'm doing a weird accent now as well. That's very kind of you, Thegn Skule. Of course, we must all stand together against a Frankish threat. Skule leans towards you, resting his elbow on the table. Tell me, what are your plans for this place? How will you lead your clan? That is my business, Skule. It's too soon for that kind of planning. I'll start by expanding our defenses. We need a ship first of all. We need a favor of the gods if we are to prosper. I wish to be an attentive Thane. I'll start by building a folkmoot. That's a lot of options. Well, you know, expanding defenses sounds like a solid strategy to me. You really are Sonker's son, aren't you? Just take care not to lose touch of your people's needs and your eagerness to defend them. Thanks, man. He lets out a deep sigh and leans back into his seat. I'm sure you know I fought with your father many years ago. We were very much of a similar inclination, he and I. That man had a real taste for battle, not like his brothers. Mark my words, Donker. True bonds are forced in battles. Battle, not bound by blood, or in blood even. He came to me for advice before he mounted his last journey. On account of my ties to Kaupang, I should have warned him better about what he was getting himself into. What does Kaupang have to do with it? He knew what he was getting into, but he went away. He went anyway. He should have stayed here and minded his clan. What does that have to do with anything, huh? Vikings out of Kaupang have been to the Isles across the sea. I've heard many stories about it, since I often go there for trade. Your father wanted to hear if the stories were true. Ah, but I've taken too much of your time already. I know you have other guests to entertain. Perhaps we'll talk later, after a bit more mead. Skule nods more to himself than to you, and turns his attention to the food on the table. Alright, thanks, Skule. Also, I should probably have a look at all these things. So we have an inventory, which currently doesn't contain anything, obviously. Our character and skills, well, we've already seen this just now, so there's nothing really there currently. Our damage is 2 to 2. Sick. I guess we haven't got any weapons yet. This is our homestead, which I think we can do stuff with later. Not entirely sure what it all means yet. I did notice that when I went into this earlier to have a look around, you can actually upgrade stuff already, but I don't think we want to do that right now, because I don't know what it does. Our quest log, our codex, we have currently got, we're acquainted with 2 different factions. There's a timeline too. I don't think we could change anything there yet though, unless, oh no, this is just right at the beginning. Yeah, we're respected by the clansmen, and we have neutral relations with Ribe, and then there's the options menu, not really anything there. Right, Halfdanner Salmundarsson, how's it going? Halfdanner is the Thane of a slightly larger clan that borders your lands to the east. He wears a solemn expression and nods heavily when you approach him. Sonker is in Valhalla now, Donker. There is no doubt about it. He died doing what he loved. But while he feasts among the heroes, you're left back here to sort out the pieces. You've got your work cut out for you. What do you mean? Your father managed to make quite a few enemies in his time, most of them among his own clan. If you'll permit me to be honest, he never paid one speck of attention to the wishes or needs of his people. Surely you're not expecting your claim to leadership to go uncontested. I am the rightful Thane. If anyone thinks otherwise, we'll sort it out the traditional way. Yeah, probably not. I'm not a big fighter, so... No one in this clan is more suited to lead than I. I'll win them over. I know many disagree with my appointment. It'll be a difficult transition. I'll win them over. Well, shit! Let's hope you're right. At least it's plain for all to see you throw a bloody fine feast. Halfdanner empties his mug of mead in a single gulp, then slams the mug onto the table and calls to a thrall for a refill. Alright. We can talk to these other random people too. I guess we'll talk to Ragnhildur the White first. Is that a lady? Ragnhildur the White is the most influential of your guests. As the vassal of King Sigurd, she is the current ruler of Denmark. She is a she. She's come from the trade hub of Ribe to the south, where she presides as Jarl. She nods She nods politely as you approach her seat. It is a beautiful ceremony, Donker. I extend my condolences for your loss on behalf of Ribe and of the king. I must tell you, I advised him not to seek out the isles across the sea. We've all heard the stories of the unprotected coasts and their treasures, but there's more danger than the rumors let on. I'm not surprised they claimed his life, but I am glad at least he died with a sword in his hand. So am I suppose. Did you know Sonker well? Thank you for accepting the invitation. We are honored that you could make it. I was hoping the king himself would attend. Wow, that's kind of a dick thing to say. Did you know my father well? I knew him as a warrior. We fought together on the Bravelir, and he struck me as a shrewd tactician. When your king needs you, I hope that you will serve him as well as your father did. Yeah, I will serve you, I have my word. My warriors and I fight for whoever can offer the best reward. Go fuck yourself. I see no reason I should fight for King Sigurdur. My father taught me everything he knew about combat, so not a whole lot then, I guess. I will serve, you have my word. She nods once. I'm glad to hear it. Our king will not forget those who aid him in battle. Yeah, thank you for accepting the invitation, lady. Of course. Oh, your reputation is increased by 1. Yeah, boy. Of course, your father's sword will be missed in our struggles against the Franks. Alright, I must do the rounds. See you later. The old shield maiden smiles. She gracefully slides back down into her seat, whereupon she spears a large piece of chicken with her knife and dumps it on her plate. Good for her. Alright. I guess we'll have a chat with these random other people as well. Starting with Asleifer Grimvardars. Why did people have these like crazy long names? Can I run or something? I guess we're inside, so maybe not. Asleifer is a distant cousin. Leadership of the clan has moved between your side of the family and his for generations. He's known as a skilled warrior and a hard worker. Asleifer sits with his 2 closest friends. Oh, he's not gonna like us, is he?
Our condolences on the passing of your father. At least he died the way he would have wanted. He will be feasting with the gods tonight.
Oh my god. Actual dialogue. He looks up when you approach his end of the table. Neither of his friends acknowledge your presence. His tone is respectful but slightly cold. Thank you. I hope there's no bad blood between us. There's no need for pretense. You never respected my father. I will not ask you that you begin now. I will just say thank you. Asleifer seems to consider this for a while before replying. It's no secret I didn't agree with how Sonko ruled our clan. Bearing this in mind, I don't see what gives you the right to succeed him. But this feast is in his honor, and I will not insult his memory here, nor will I challenge your claim to leadership. You believe you would be more suited to lead us? I do. Wow. Because my father failed you? You are wrong. I hope you give me a chance to prove it. If you challenge my birthright, you will pay for it with your life. You're wrong. He simply nods once, then returns his attention to his companions. Well, fuck you two. Alright, Ketil Kolbjarnarsson. Busy entertaining guests. Ketil is standing off to his side holding a horn full of meat. The young hunter appears to be watching the feast with a faintly amused expression, and he nods respectfully when you come near. Not too busy to check in on you. As busy as you'd expect. Why are you over here by yourself? Who is this guy? Not too busy to check on you. I've had an uneasy feeling all night. Have you seen Skuldes Huskarls over there in the corner? Hrotgerda and Skaki? I've heard stories about them. Nefja seems to be expecting trouble too, so I've decided to go easy on the meat and keep an eye out. I appreciate that. He throws his head back slightly towards Asleifer. Speaking of which, keep an eye on that big log back there. He and his friends have been putting their heads together all night. I think he might be planning something. He's family, he wouldn't attack me. I'll keep an eye on him. Yeah, I'll keep an eye. Leave the watch to me. This is your feast. You should relax and enjoy yourself. I'll alert you if something happens. Thanks, Ketil. Rurik Sonkerson. Are you also a friend? Oh, he's Sonkerson, so he's a brother? Because Sonker is our father? Your elder brother... Oh, there you go. Your elder brother Rurik always had a penchant for music. He looks up and gives you a warm smile as you approach him. Gott kveld, brother. Rurik grins. I mean, my honored Thegn. How do you feel? I'm well, Rurik. I know our father is in Valhalla now. I'm fine, Rurik. How about yourself? I can't believe what a mess the old man left me. God, what an asshole. I'm well. He's in Valhalla now. He smiles. You can barely hear his soft voice over the din of the feast. I'm certain he is. Odin would have to be a fool not to accept a warrior like him. Yes, he would have been. Or he would be. How has everyone been treating you? If anyone disrespects you, let me know about it. I'll make sure it doesn't happen twice. I have to go and be a good host. See you later, fucker. How has everyone been treating you? Everyone knows you're the better warrior and a stronger willed man than I am. Nobody wants me as their Thegn. To tell you the truth, I think our clansmen are almost as relieved as I am that you took on the mantle. I have to go and be... Okay, see you later. Thanks, brother, but I gotta go now. Just use the old signal if you need help to get out of a conversation with one of the other Thegns. Thanks. Alright, Nefja Holmunardottir. The daughter of Holmunar. Okay. Let's talk to her now.
There you are. The feast seems to be off to a good start.
Yes. She's one of my oldest friends. Your families have always been close, and you grew up together in the village. She just finished pouring your mother a mug of mead. It's nice to see how you have armor for once. Are you helping the Frost? It's nice to see how you have armor for once. She snorted sarcastically. You've seen my sister in this dress before. Surely that's the same thing. She closes her eyes and rubs the bridge of her nose with a finger. God, she was so excited to see me like this. I've never heard the end of it. Where's your sister? What do you think of our guests? Yeah, where is your sister? A sardonic undertone creeps into Nefja's voice. My poor sister has a fever again. She has such a frail constitution. Just like me, I guess? All this wet cold is hard on her. Mother stayed home to care for her. What do you think of our guests? She chuckles. Your fellow Thanes are certainly a proud and graceful bunch, even as they plot to murder you and take our lands. You think that poorly? That's certainly the sense I'm getting. Let's be the nice guy. The naive guy. She grimaces. So I'm sure not all of them are actively planning to kill us. I have a weird feeling about Skula though. I doubt they call him Skullcleaver for no reason. He seemed alright. Halfdanr plays the lovable old grump, but I know he's had his eyes on our harbor for years. Ragnhildur, I'm not sure about. She probably has nothing to gain from destroying us, but she's a little more than Sigurdur Heringer's appendage, and who knows where he stands. Let's talk later. Bitch. Good luck and watch your back. Alright, I think we talked to everyone that we can possibly talk to, so let's sit in this chair. Following the initial meet and greets, everyone toasts to your father and digs into the meal. Food covers every inch of the table, and the freshly brewed meat seems to flow endlessly. You've received meat, it says in the corner. You're listening to Nefja's usual complaints about her mother when Kettle perks up and slips discreetly out of the longhouse. Outside, some piece of pottery crashes against the ground and men begin to shout. In short order, the door flies open and the doorway is filled by Ottar Erlingsson, sword in hand. Outside, you see his brother standing over the prone form of Kettle. Oh god. Ottar looks around the room with disgust. What a splendid feast for such a shit Thegn. Ottar's gaze stops on you. He raises his sword to point at you accusingly. Donker! Your family had its chance to earn our respect. You wasted it. Come outside and defend your honor, or you will burn this hall to the ground. Nefja jumps to her feet already holding a knife. Her voice seethes with disgust. Ottar, you miserable drunkard. How dare you attack your Thane's honor during his own feast? Your family will pay for this. Ottar has turned his back on you and is already walking back outside. He's turned him back on you. All the other guests turn their gaze to you in anticipation. Your mother leans in to whisper in your ear. You have to handle this. If the other Thanes think you're too weak to deal with such a blow against our family's honor. This will not stand. Nefja, are you with me? Nefja, stay here, I'll handle these. Nidigar. Oh god. So I can have Nefja join me, or I can say, Nefja, stay the fuck away from this. So I'd either be saying, yo, can I get some help from a girl over here? Or I can say, I'll handle this, I'm a man. I'm not a very good fighter though, I'm a healer, so I'm just gonna be a little bitch and say, Nefja, come on. By the gods, he's gonna make us kill him this time, isn't he? Okay, I guess so. Retrieve your weapons from the rack by the door. I can do that. I can pick up weapons. We're apparently not very bothered about this, just walking along. We've got an old bow, a simple knife, and your shield. Okay. I will take all. And equip them, if I haven't done so already. No, let's not deconstruct it. Let's equip... Oh, that. The knife goes there, and the old bow goes there. Right. Unless I want that to be the first thing, and the shield here. Ah, that makes sense, yeah. I mean, you can switch it for free probably during combat, but whatever. You've got a simple spear. That's it. Alright. I have some meat. Increases strength for 3 turns. Use twice for double effect, but this reduces finesse and sense for the rest of the fight. Ah. You should probably equip that. You're not allowed to change followers of infantry if they're not part of your hero. Oh. Well, I guess I can just equip it for now then, although increasing my strength isn't going to do a whole lot, I don't think. 46 to 50, so if I do this... There you go, yeah, you can see the damage change. Nice, okay. Anyway, that sounds very good. However, I'm actually going to end the episode here. Kind of a short one, I guess. Yeah, there's a lot of talking and stuff. I'm still not entirely sure how I'm going to do this Let's Play anyway. I want to do some editing, because it's going to be very boring, long... Well, not necessarily boring to some people, but to some other people, it will be very boring if it's, like, constantly unedited and just, like, all these like many discussions and many looting and etc. So I'm not sure exactly how this is going to go yet. Probably not a whole lot of editing in this one, but yeah, we'll see in the future. But for now, I'm going to end it here. Next time, we're going to do what looks like it's going to be a fight. So until then, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good day, and goodbye.